Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Last news item for the night. Christian radio host punished after advising grandma to attend transgender wedding. This comes to us from Hemant Mehta via the Friendly Atheist. So Christian Alistair Begg, who hosted Truth for Life for the past 12 years, lost his job because he urged Christians to show love towards family members who are seen as sinners.
Isn't love the sinner, not the sin, like a thing that they talk about all the time anyway, though? Is it a specific kind of love? Oh, right. This is the kind of people that say the type of love you need to do is don't spare the rod. Right. Yeah. I forget about that.
Sorry, I have to address Alex Markle says, wait, was he punished for being based? No, he was not based. We'll get to that. Back to the subject of Alistair Begg not being based. He is by no means liberal. He's been the senior pastor at the anti-LGBTQ Parkside Church in Ohio for the past 40 years. He's written dozens of books and speaks at the sort of conferences that only have male presenters.
Oh, okay.
But during an episode of his show in September, Begg was speaking about the importance of compassion as a way to lead people to God. And he raised a hypothetical about attending a marriage with someone who's transgender. And then Protestia on Twitter said, Pastor Alistair Begg says Christians should attend gay weddings and even buy the couple a gift, lest they come across as judgmental or critical. As if that's a bad thing.
That's the basest line thing you can do. That's the low bar.
Yeah, so he said, this is Alistair Begg said, we field questions all the time that go along the lines of my grandson is about to be married to a transgender person, and I don't know what to do about this, and I'm calling to ask you ask you to tell me what to do. Which he says he responded to the grandmother saying, does your grandson understand your belief in Jesus? Yes. Does your grandson understand that your belief in Jesus makes it such that you can't countenance any affirming way the choices he has made in his life? Yes. I said, well then okay, as long as he knows that, then I suggest that you do go to the ceremony, and I suggest you buy them a gift. And he's saying your love for them may catch them off guard, but your absence will simply reinforce the fact that that they said these people are what I always thought, judgmental, critical, and unprepared to countenance anything. So,
I mean, that's not an untrue statement.
Yeah, but he's not saying to not be a judgmental asshole.
He's asking you to do it, quote, tactfully.
Well, he's saying to go specifically with the hope that you going will, show that Jesus wants them to stop being the way that they are. So, like, it's not go to show them love because it's the right thing to do. It's compassionate.
It's go to proselytize.
It's go so that, well, not specifically to proselytize, but like go so that your presence acts as a kind of de facto proselytization.
They see you staring at them, so they know that what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah. He says, we're going to have to take that risk a lot more if we want to build bridges into the hearts and lives of those who don't understand Jesus and don't understand that he is a king. So, like, it's not about actually showing love to people. It's about manipulating the situation. So, like, no, this is not him being based.
This is him being an asshole.
Yeah, so as Hemant says, like, better stay close to and have a chance to convert them than be shut out of their lives and have no opportunity. So, like, yeah, it's manipulation. And yeah, that's basically what the American Family Association, which is a Christian hate group, announced that it would no longer be airing his program on their American Family Radio network.
Of course. Why would they want people who actually are giving not completely, entirely 100% bigoted advice on their show?
And in the AFA statement, they said they compared this to like a father being asked by his son who is an alcoholic to drive him to the bar. And the father should say, son, I'm not driving you to the bar. If you go to the bar and you're an adult, that's your decision, but I'm not going to be a part of that. It's like, but like attending a wedding, like that's significantly different than a wedding. Like like attending a wedding, they're going to get married whether you're there or not. Your being there does not enable that in any way. Whereas like driving someone to a bar, that is directly enabling it. Like, yeah, maybe they'll make it to the bar without you giving them a ride, but you are actually, like, if you give them a ride there, you are facilitating that. You are, like, even if they would have gone without you giving them the ride, you are still facilitating that behavior. However, just being at a wedding is not facilitating that wedding.
No, nobody's asking you to officiate. They're just asking you to be present. Don't we get angry at politicians for abstaining from votes by voting as present? This is voting as present, but for social circles.
Exactly. But I mean, the Alistair Begg guy is kind of right. Like, like Christianity is shrinking, and in North America it's shrinking, and one of the reasons for that is specifically because people are, like, the younger generation is much more LGBTQ friendly than older generations were. So as the younger generations are growing up, you're like, I don't think I believe in a God who would be anti-LGBTQ after making people LGBTQ.
Yep. Remember, God's all-powerful, but he definitely doesn't want you to be gay. But he definitely made you gay. But he definitely didn't make you gay because that would mean that he did something wrong. But he definitely can't be all-powerful then because that means that something that happened that was outside of his desires. And then we can go on with this little cycle forever, and it will never end.
Yeah, so to finish the article off, Hemant writes, to his credit, Begg stood by his initial response. To his discredit, his staff reiterated that Begg was totally anti-gay. He rejected same-sex marriage and believes homosexuality is a sin. It didn't change the AFA's decision, though. These people deserve each other. The advice was bad, and the reaction was excessive, and the bigots are all in a race to the bottom to see who can be worse than everyone else.
You don't understand. I am still a piece of shit like the rest of you. Please look at me and don't forsake me like my dad might have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. These people. I don't understand the need, because over time, I've realized you have to try to remain angry. You have to try to remain a person with a fire under your ass. You have to try to continue being an asshole. You have to actually make an active effort to it. You can do the default thing, and it doesn't take any energy, which is just ignore half of this. So I want to understand, how do these people maintain this level of hatred and bigotry for years? Over and over, never ending, when I can't imagine the amount of energy that's expending for them.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It just seems like it's not worth the effort. Ragwen in the Twitch chat says, it took decades of self-hate to realize I am ace. So glad you finally realized it. And yeah, sorry it took so long. But also, like, I always like to, show off ace visibility when it shows up, because I know I got a lot of aces in my audience, and every time I mention them, they're like, ooh, everybody always forgets about us. I'm like, yeah, no, you guys exist. It's okay to be ace. I think I have at least one kid that might be ace. She's early enough in puberty that maybe not, but maybe. And I do have permission to discuss this on air. I did talk. She's old enough that I have had conversation about how, like, stuff like this might come up. Am I okay to talk about it? So we did have this conversation. She's like, yeah, it's fine.